In previous classes, I discussed about CPU registers and about memory and implicit addressing mode, which is nothing but zero addressing instruction. Then immediate addressing mode, where one of the operand is immediate data, another one is absolute addressing mode, where one of the operand is memory address, then register addressing mode, where the operands are registers. Okay, these four we have discussed in detail. Okay, these four addressing modes we have discussed in detail. Okay, in addition to this, we have discussed a little bit on indirect addressing mode also yesterday. In indirect addressing mode, there are two types of indirect addressing modes. One is register indirect addressing mode, another one is memory indirect addressing mode. In indirect addressing mode, one of the operand is which gives the address of the data, not the indirect address of the data. One of the operand is indirect address of the data or operand, okay, or the actual value. One of the operand, okay, is the indirect address of the operand value. Here, that indirect address is either stored in the register or the indirect address is stored in the memory. Okay. Always address refers to memory only. Whenever I say address, it refers to memory only. It refers to memory only. If the indirect address operand or if the indirect address is stored in the register, that is register indirect addressing mode. If the indirect address is stored in the memory, it is memory indirect addressing mode. By default, without mentioning register or without mentioning the memory, if simply given as indirect addressing mode, okay, it means that it is a register addressing mode. All of you remember this. The default indirect addressing mode is a register indirect addressing mode, not the memory indirect addressing mode. The default indirect addressing mode is, because there are two. If they are not mentioned anything, if they ask only simply indirect addressing mode means, it means that it is register indirect addressing mode. Okay. In the register addressing mode, I have given the example. This is the register indirect addressing mode, where this R5 is a CPU register which contains the address of the operand. The operand is not in R5. The operand means the value is not in R5. In R5, you have the address of the operand. In R5, you have the address of the operand, not the operand. Or R5 contains the address of the value which you are going to operate. That means here, for doing any operation, you need two operands or two values. Okay. One value is in the address which is stored in R5. This is register indirect addressing mode. Then this is the difference between the absolute addressing mode or direct addressing mode and indirect addressing mode. This is indirect, is memory indirect here. This is the memory indirect addressing mode. This is memory indirect addressing mode. This is memory direct or direct. The default one is direct addressing mode, means it is memory direct addressing mode. Here this is memory indirect addressing mode. Here you see the comparison. Here there is a bit. This is called MSB. MSB means most significant bit. Most significant bit. If the most significant bit is 0, it means that it is direct addressing mode. If the most significant bit is 1, it means that it is indirect addressing mode, because both are having the same here except this bit. Okay, remaining all the remaining add. Here this is the opcode. This 0 and add, this part is called opcode. Here also this 1 and this add, this part is called opcode. In the opcode, if the MSB is 0, it means that, okay, the opcode or that function is related to direct addressing mode. If the MSB of the opcode, if the MSB of the opcode is 1, if the MSB means most significant bit, that is leftmost bit. Leftmost bit. Leftmost bit. If the leftmost bit of the opcode is 1, okay, it represents indirect addressing mode instruction. Here add 457 means this 0 represents, it is a direct addressing mode instruction. 457 is the address, okay, where the operand is available. That is, this is 457 location. So what are the values there in address 457? Okay, that is to be added to the accumulator. That is to be added to the accumulator, and the result is again stored in the accumulator. And the result is again stored in the accumulator. Then here the most significant is 1 and add. That means this is the total opcode. Okay, this opcode function represents the instruction is indirect addressing mode instruction. Here add 300. Okay, what this 300 contains? 300 contains the address of the operand, not the actual value. 300 contains, 300 location contains the address of the data. Here you see here in 300 what is it is there? 1350 is there. In 300, in address 300, in address 300, in address 300, the data or the content available is 1350. What is this 1350? This is the address of the actual data. So the actual data is not available in 300, whereas here in this case the data is available in the memory location directly here, whereas here in 300 address, okay, the 300 address contains the address of the actual data, not the actual data. So here 1350 is the address of the actual data. This is called indirect addressing mode. So for direct and indirect addressing modes, the difference is this most significant bit in the opcode. I think all of you are familiar with the instructions. Okay, if you take any instruction already like this, if take any instruction, it has the opcode. It has the opcode. Opcode means which gives the functionality or function, then followed by the operands. The same thing here also. The same thing here also. This entire thing is called opcode followed by the operand. Here it has only one operand here. What about the other operand? Other operand is the accumulator, because it is the instruction itself shows that add for any arithmetic or logical operations. For any arithmetic or logical operations, one of the value, when you are going to do arithmetic or logical operation on two values or on two data elements. Okay, we are going to do arithmetic or logical operations on any two elements or on two data elements. So in that case, one data element must be in accumulator. If you want to do arithmetic or logical operations, one value or one data element must be in accumulator. That you need not show it here. Okay, the meaning of here add means add accumulator with other data element. The other data element address is shown in 457 in direct addressing mode, whereas here in indirect addressing mode it shows 300, which gives the address of the data. 300 gives the address of the data. Okay, this 300 contains the address of the data, then it contains 1350, then in the 1350 address there is a value. That value is to be added to accumulator, then the result is stored in again accumulator. This is the difference between the direct addressing mode, that is called memory direct addressing mode, and memory indirect addressing mode. Okay, this is the difference between memory direct and memory indirect. Okay, already I have explained about register indirect already here. Already I have explained register indirect here. I think from this till this step, I think you are comfortable with up to indirect addressing mode instructions. Up to indirect addressing mode instructions, I think you are comfortable. I will repeat once again what are the topics covered. Implicit addressing mode, immediate addressing mode, then register addressing mode, then absolute addressing mode, then indirect addressing mode. So till now 5 addressing modes are covered. Okay, I will give some time, okay, to all of you. If you have any doubts, you can ask in this 5 regarding this 5. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask me.
Sir, could you please 10th slide?
10th slide. Yes. Yes, 10th slide is this. Memory indirect addressing mode. If we use memory to store the address of the operand, we call it as memory indirect addressing mode. If we use the memory to store the address of the operand, okay, here the memory address is used to store the address of the operand, not the operand. Okay, we call it as memory indirect addressing mode. This is generally not used in e-processors because such instructions require more execution time, because it requires 2 memory references. It requires 2 memory references. That means memory is to be accessed 2 times for getting the data. Okay, because of this addressing mode is not used in most of the process. Generally, it is not implemented in most of the process. Okay, only for the sake of understanding we are explaining this, but most of the process doesn't support this. This is 10th slide. Any more doubt?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
Can I move to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next one is the another example of this memory indirect is this. Okay. Here I think already explained in detail here. The same thing here. Okay. This is comparison. This is comparison between memory direct and memory indirect, whereas this is only about the same thing. The similar thing I have written here. Add P comma P within the parenthesis comma or not, where P contains the address of the address of the operand. Okay. Address of the operand is Q here. That Q contains in P. P has the content Q. What about Q? Q is again an address where the operand is available. This is an example of memory indirect addressing mode. Okay. After this, I have explained in detail about CPU registers also yesterday. Okay. Do you have any doubt in CPU registers concept? I think it is clearly explained. Okay. Here I will repeat only within 1 minute. Okay. The important concept. All the instructions are stored in the main memory only. Okay. All the instructions, all the programs are stored in the main memory only. If you want to access an instruction from main memory, okay, that address is to be available in program counter. Program counter is a CPU register. The program counter contains the address of the next instruction to be executed. So whatever the program counter contains the address, that is pointed into the memory. Okay. So how it is pointed to the memory? Through MAR. Okay. The program counter contents is to be stored in memory address register. That means how PC points to the memory by using MAR. Whatever the contents are there in PC, that is to be copied to MAR, that is memory address register. That means always the MAR, MDR are connected to main memory. These two are the registers which are accessing the memory. Okay. The program counter contents is to be stored in MAR. That means that the memory is addressing. Okay. Then that instruction is to be copied into MDR, and that is copied again into instruction register. Okay. Because it is an instruction, it is stored in the instruction register. Once the instruction register, okay, gets the instruction, then it is to be decoded by the control unit. Decoded means what is the operation in that? Okay. Instruction contains what? Opcode followed by operands. Okay. This, whatever the instruction register codes the instruction, that is to be decoded by the control unit. Okay. It divides what is the opcode and what are the operands, and it will do operation. Okay. It will do controlling. Okay. With the operands and all those things, then those operands will be applied to ALU. Then the ALU will do the arithmetic or logical operation. That is happening. Okay. In that process, okay, while doing this arithmetic or logical operations, okay, the temporary data are to be stored in the registers, or the temporary data is to be stored in the memory also. In the memory means stack portion of the memory. Okay, that is the process. Then again come back to the addressing modes. Okay, this is indexed addressing mode. This is indexed addressing mode. Here in the indexed addressing mode, already we have three. We have three types of index addressing modes. That is simple index addressing mode. Here for this, before going to this is already explained yesterday. Here SI, DI, BP, okay, all these are the registers which are used for index addressing. BP means this is the 8086 instruction set. BP is the base pointer, SI is source index register, DI is destination index register. These two are the index registers, SI and DI. Similarly, BP is also used for indexing purpose. Okay. So such type of registers are used in the index addressing mode. Here in the index addressing mode, already as I told that, okay, it is represented as with X of Ri. It is represented as X of Ri. The index addressing mode is simply represented as X of Ri, where X is the displacement and Ri is the index register. Ri is the index register. Ri index register means you can use any register. You may use, here already I told that there are three registers, SI, DA and BP. You can use any register here. That is called here Ri. Ri may be this Ri register, maybe any register. It may be R1, R2, R3, R4, or it may be, that is in general I am talking about. If you come to the specific processor, okay, it may be SI or DI or BP, like this. Okay, this is for a specific processor. This set is for a specific processor, whereas this is for in general I am talking about. Okay, always the CO deals with in general, not with a specific processor. We are trying to understand the overall concepts, not about a particular processor. So here X of Ri means X is the displacement. Okay, X is the displacement, or what we call as offset. Another name for displacement is offset. Okay, here X is displacement or offset. Okay, Ri is the register. Okay, here this is called effective address. Effective address means the address, effective address means it is a physical address what you are going to point to the memory. That is called effective address. That means this address is to be pointed in the memory for getting the data. Okay, this is the effective address where the data is available. That is called effective address here. Here in this index addressing mode, okay, based on the effective address, we will get the data. Okay, here in the case of simple index addressing mode, the effective address will be X plus Ri. Within the brackets, Ri means, okay, that value is available in Ri. Okay, this Ri contains the address. This Ri contains the, here wherever you find the parenthesis, it means that which contains the address. That is the meaning of it. Okay, wherever you find the bracket, okay, either parenthesis or square bracket, okay, it means that, okay, it contains the address, not the data. This Ri contains the address, not the data. That is the meaning of that. Okay, is clear? Here X denotes the constant value contained in the instruction. In the instruction itself, we have given the value of X, and we have to mention the Ri. Ri is name of the register involved. Either it may be any register, or SI, or DA, or BP, or something else, or R1, or R2, R3, anything. Okay. Here the example is this. Okay. You see here, all of us here. Here again in this there are two cases, two types of instructions. This is one type, this is another type of instruction. You compare these two. Here add 20 within the brackets R1, R2. Here these two are separate. Here because I could not able to do that. This is one thing, this is another thing. The first two columns related to main memory, these two related to CPU registers. These two relate to CPU registers. This is one table. This is another table. Don't confuse. This is not the entire thing is, it is not one table. It is two tables here. Okay. First two columns are related to memory. That's what I written. Address and memory. Then another two columns is register and its values. Okay. Register and its values. Okay. This is CPU registers. This is about the CPU register information. This is about the first two columns gives about memory information. The next two columns gives about the CPU register information. Here, already I told that all the instructions or all the programs are stored only in the main memory. Already I told earlier. It is, for example, you take an instruction in one of the memory location, that is add 20 within the brackets R1 comma R2. So what is the meaning of this? Here 20 R1, 20 within the brackets R1, which is called indexing. This operand use the index addressing mode. It means that 20 is the direct value, that is X here. 20 is X of Ri, here. Here 20 of Ri, where 20 is the X, where 20 is here. You see these two, 20 of here X of Ri, here 20 of R1, means Ri is R1 here, X is 20. Okay. So what you have to add as per this? 20 X, okay, as per this 20 plus, okay, 20 plus within the brackets Ri means, okay, whatever is there in Ri, that is the address. Okay. So what this R1 contains? R1 contains 1000. That means you have to add X and whatever is there address in Ri, that is 1000. 1000 plus 20 is how much? 1000 plus 20 is how much? So 1020. So where the actual data is available, okay, this 20 R1, okay, means that the actual data is available in the address 1020 in this case. Okay. So what are the value in 1020? Okay, used to be added to R2. Suppose in this case, for example, here I will put in brackets. Suppose it will have 30 value, and R2 will have 20 value, not 30. Suppose I will write as 40 to avoid the confusion, because already 20 is there somewhere. Okay. So here R2 contains 40 value, whereas with this index addressing mode, whose effective address is 1020, whose effective address is, its effective address is 1020. Okay. In that example, it is the previous example, it is X is 20 and R1 within the brackets, that means that is the address, that is 1000. Okay. So if you add these two, then the effective address will be 20 plus 20 plus 1000, which gives 1020. Okay. That is in this case. Here, if R2 contains 40 value and if 1020 location contains 30 value, then what should be the result of this? Anyone of you can tell me? Respond please. What will be the what will be the result of this instruction? What will be the result of this instruction if this is the case? If this is the case, what will be the result of this instruction? Any one of you please respond? Any one of you please respond?
1060
Pardon?
1060.
1000? No. What will be the output of that instruction? What will be the result of that instruction? This instruction is add the value represented. Add this, the source value is represented by the index addressing mode, whose address is 1020, where 30 value is stored. Okay. This value is to be added to the value in R2. The value in R2 will be 40. The value in 1020 will be 30. So what will be the result now? What will be the result of this instruction?
70.
Yes, 70, not 70. You cannot say 70. Okay. It will be 70. Okay. 30 will be added to 40. The result will be 70. How this one operand will be 30? How do you get it? By using this indirect, by using this index address. By using this index address, where how do you get the effective address of that index address? Effective address will be x plus ri. What is x here? X is 20. Here ri means R1. What is in R1? R1 will be 1000. Okay. This symbol, wherever there is a parenthesis, means that is not the data that contains the address. Okay. That is the meaning of it. So this R1 is 100. If you add this to, okay, 20 plus 1000, that is 1020. So 1020 is the effective address where the data is available. Okay, this is the effective address where the data is available. What is the data available here? What is the data available here? 30. Okay, this data 30 is to be added to 40. So the result will be 70. All of you got it? All of you got it, or any doubt? If you have any doubt, I will explain once again, because this is the crucial for 3 addressing modes. Once you understand this, okay, the remaining 2 will be easy. Not only remaining 2, other 4 are there. Totally 4 addressing modes are related to this index addressing mode. Totally 4 are there in this category. So if you understand this perfectly, remaining 3 will be very easy for you. You need not spend the time on that. Is it understood, or you want to explain once again? Is it understood?
Sir.
Huh? Or if you want to explain me once again, then I will do it, no problem. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
So can I move to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here, the same, okay, in the same one, in the same index addressing mode, this is here, offset is given as constant here. Here offset means x, okay. X is the displacement or offset. Here offset is given as constant. Understand? So the same problem, okay, I will do it in different way, okay. Here offset is given in index register. Offset is given in index register. Offset is given in index register here. In the ముందు మనం ఏం చేసాం అక్కడ x లో 21 ఉంది. Here earlier we have in this here 20, here R1 there is 1000. 20 and 1000 is there. Now it was changed. Now you check it once again. Here offset is in index register here. So this 1000 here, 1000 is x, okay, and what the R1 contains 20. Here the same. What is the answer for this? Now, what is the answer for this? What is the output of this instruction now? Now, what is the output of this instruction?
70.
70, right? Same. So you can write in this fashion, or you can write in this fashion. Okay, both are okay. Okay, these two are the different examples. Okay, if you are thorough with these two, remaining three will be very easy. Why? Because this is base. Okay, here I have not mentioned about that. Okay, I will come to this here. Here index addressing mode, then base with index, then base with index and offset. Okay. Hello, Gunta. Hello. Hello. Here, this is index already explained to you, x of ri. Here, base with index. This is here, base with index. Here, there is no x here, only base register and index register. Only two are there here. One is the base register, another one is index register. Ri is the base, Rj. This is Ri comma Rj. This is Ri comma Rj. Ri is base and Rj is index. Or you can call it as Ri is index and Rj is base. Nothing, no problem. Okay, it is only for representation. Okay. Here, what you will do in this case, for getting the effective address, it is Ri address. Okay. The address stored in Ri and the address stored in Rj is to be added, nothing else. If these two addresses are added, you will get the effective address. Similarly, base with index and offset. Okay. So here again you will get offset is here, you get it as x. Okay. X of Ri comma Rj. In this case, effective address will be Ri, that means the address in Ri plus the address in Rj plus x. These three are to be added to get the effective address. Okay. Similarly, another one is relative address. Whereas here, instead of x of Ri here, the register will be program counter. Okay. The program counter already you know the meaning of it. Okay. The program counter stores the address of the next instruction to be executed. That is x of PC. So the value stored in PC, that is address stored in PC, plus this is not is equal, this is plus x. Okay. This is the effective address of this. So this 4, 7, 8, 9, and 10, this 4 comes under that index addressing mode. But these three are purely related on that. This is the again different one. Relative addressing mode is different one. Okay. But it also comes under this functionality similar to this. So here I will explain to you about base with index and offset addressing mode. Here, this is a base register. Already I told BP. Okay, earlier in 8086 I told that it is this register. I already told that BP, SI, and DI. Okay, BP is the base register, base pointer. There is BP means base pointer, source index, and destination index. So the same thing here. This is related to 8086. This is BP plus whatever the address is there in SI plus displacement. Always the BP contains the address only. It will not contain the data. Always BP is base pointer which contains always the address. Here SI will also contain the address. Okay. Whatever the available in BP, okay, then what is the address available in SI, these two are added plus displacement will give the, here they are written as PA because this is copied, this slide is copied from somewhere else. So they have written PA means physical address. Physical address and effective address both are same. PA means they have written physical address, which is same as effective address. Which is same as effective address. Okay. Generally, this will be used. Okay. Here you see this base register. This is used to represent a matrix like this. Okay. Base register is used to column number, and similar index register used for row numbers. Okay. One may use for column and another may use for rows. Okay. As per the convenience. So this is used to like student marks. This type of addressing mode is used to access the data like student records or any matrix form. Okay. Or any matrix format. For such type of addressing mode, for such type of problems, we are going to use this type of addressing mode instructions. Okay. I think this is the without displacement. This is base with index. If this displacement is you removed it, then it is base with index. If you add the displacement here, base with index and offset address. Okay. Now, any doubt regarding this three? Do you have any doubt regarding this three?
No, sir.
If you are able to understand index, the same thing will be here. Nothing will be different here. The same concept. If you have any doubt, I will explain again.
No doubt, sir.
Do you want the explanation once again, or is it okay? Do you want the explanation once again, or is it okay? Respond fast. Don't waste the time.
No, no need, sir.
Huh? Pardon? Do you want the explanation once again, or is it okay? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Can I move to the next one?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Another one is relative addressing mode, which is also similar to that. Okay. Relative addressing mode is also similar to that, where the address will be here, PC, nothing else. Then auto increment. Here, relative address mode. The effective address is determined by the index mode using the program counter in place of general purpose register RI. This you need to write. Only these two are sufficient. Okay. This you can note down. Next, X of PC means here already can be used to address memory location, that is X bytes away from the location presently pointed by the program counter. The example is this. This is the example instruction which is using relative addressing mode. That is for looping, for wherever you are going to use loops, or wherever you are going to use labels, branch greater than 0, then loop. Here loop is a label. Okay. For loop, for writing the loops, you are going to use this relative addressing mode. Here you see this. This is the relative addressing mode. Branch, this is the relative addressing mode instruction where you are going to use. Okay. This is what type of instruction? This is first one is respond, please. This is what type of instruction it is? This is what type of instruction it is?
Register address.
Register address. Second one. Pardon?
Immediate address.
Immediate addressing one.
Yes. Third.
Implicit.
It is not implicit. Implicit means there is no operand at all. Here operand is there. Implicit means there is no operand at all. Here operand R0 is there. So it is, what type of addressing mode it is? What type of addressing mode it is?
Direct.
Huh? Register addressing mode only. Clear R0. If the operand is registered, it is a register addressing mode. It is very simple. Here, You told it is register address. What is the difference between these two? Here only one operand is there. Here two operands are there, nothing else. If one operand is also there, that is a register address mode. Okay. Clear R0 is register address mode. Then what about this?
Absolute addressing.
This one. Add
Register.
R2 comma R0. This is
Register
Register.
addressing mode.
this is register address mode. Add within the brackets R2 comma R0. What type of addressing mode it is? This is
Absolute.
Absolute.
no. It is not absolute.
Immediate addressing.
Immediate. Data on that. Is it there? Any data is there? Any data is there? Any addresses are there here?
Register addressing mode.
Register addressing mode is this. Here, what about this? It contains only registers. This is register indirect addressing mode. You see this, but out of the brackets. Out of the brackets. One operand is direct register, another operand, what about this? R2 contains the address of the operand or address of the data. Add within the parenthesis R2 comma R0. This is an example of indirect register, or sorry, register. I will write. Register indirect addressing mode. Register indirect addressing mode. Okay. This is register indirect addressing mode. Suppose here instead of R2, suppose there is some value, some address 1. Then here in this case, what it is? Not ADD, ADR1. Now, what type of instruction it is now? It is what type of instruction now?
Absolute addressing mode.
Absolute. No. It is memory indirect. I think we are not comfortable with that. This is memory indirect addressing mode. All of you check it once again, be familiar with this, because I think you have a confusion in this. Okay. If you have, see here, add within the brackets R1 comma R0. This is an example of register indirect addressing mode. Why? Because wherever there is an address, wherever here where the address is stored in R1. Okay. If the address of the operand is stored in the register, then we call it as register indirect addressing mode. If the address of the operand is stored in the memory means, okay. This is memory indirect addressing mode. This is register indirect addressing mode. This is memory. This is register indirect addressing mode. This is, I will do it. This is memory indirect addressing mode. Why? Because the address of the operand address is stored in another address, that is address 1. Address 1 contains ADR1. ADR1 is the address of memory. Okay. This ADR1 contains the address of the data. This address 1 does not contain the data. Address 1 contains the address of the data. Here R1 CPU register contains the address of the data. Is it understood? This R1 contains the address of the data. Here address 1 contains the address of the data. Whereas here R1 is a CPU register. Here address 1 is a memory address. Is it clear now? All of you, is it clear or
Yes,
not?
sir.
Are you got the difference between register indirect and memory indirect? Now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then what about this? Add 4, R2.
Register address.
Register address.
Immediate.
Immediate. What about this? This is auto decrement. This I will explain now. This is auto decrement. This one. This one. Branch.
Relative addressing mode.
This is relative. Here this one. This is what? Which is register as well as absolute, both. Sum is the because address. Okay. Okay. These are the. This is one of the example. Okay, which gives about relative addressing mode. Okay. Here this add. Okay. This add. This also you can do it. I will explain it later. Okay. Is it comfortable now? Till now, do you have any doubts in this?
No, sir.
Next, auto.
No, sir.
Okay, this is auto increment addressing mode. Auto increment addressing mode means the effective address of the operand is the operand. The effective address of the operand. The effective address of the operand is the operand. This is the operand. Is the contents of a register. Okay, specified in the instruction. Okay, after accessing the operand, the contents of this register are automatically incremented to point to the next item in a list. That is RA plus. Suppose I think, are you comfortable with the arrays in C? Are you comfortable with arrays in C? Are you comfortable with arrays in C? C language?
No, sir.
No. So here, suppose this Ri contains the address. Okay. That address will be incremented by plus means based on the whatever the type of value is there in Ri, based on that it will increment. Either it may be incremented by 1 byte or 2 bytes or 4 bytes. That depends upon the, okay. Here, the computers that have the auto increment mode automatically increment the contents of the register. Contents of the register. What this register contains? Is it data or address? This Ri contains the address or data? This Ri contains the address or data? Ri is in brackets. What is the meaning of it?
Address.
Yes, it contains the address. Okay. Automatic increment the contents of the register. It means the contents of the register are address. Okay. By a value that corresponds to the size of the accessed operand. If it is integer, it is incremented by 2. If it is, okay. Next class is there by 11:30. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, today I will stop it. Tomorrow I will complete this. Okay. I will complete this. I will start the next one also tomorrow. Okay.